in today's maths lesson. Okay, your stunning teacher here, Ray. We're going to be looking at three different things. We're going to be looking at the median, okay, the median, not the medium, the median, the mode, and the mean. Okay, now we're going to start off with the most complicated of the three. Okay, when I say it's complicated, it takes a little bit of learning, okay, because there are one or two things to know about the median. Now, what we're going to do here, we're going to be using our old friend, the big blue calculator. And I am just going to put in a series of numbers. Okay, now this isn't, I'm not typing in 63 there, I'm typing in 6, 3, 2, 5, 6, 1. Yes, let's put another one in. Let's put in 9 as well. Okay, so up here we have the numbers 6, 3, 2, 5, 6, 1 and 9. Okay, look at these numbers like they are all units. Okay, that isn't one great big long number there. It's 6, 3, 2, 5, 6, 1, 9. Now, we're trying to find out what is the median from this series of numbers. So the first thing we have to do is to put them in order. And that is what we're going to do right now. So we can clear that, and putting them in order, this is the sequence we get. You see now they're all going in ascending order. 6, 3, 2, 5, 6, 1, 9. Sorry. In ascending order is 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 6, 9. Now, step 2 is to ask yourself how many units. How many? It doesn't have to be units. They could be, you know, this could be, for example, 12, 35, 66, 93, 165, whatever, so on and so forth. But in this example, we are working with units. Now, what you've got to ask yourself is how many units, okay? How many units have you got up there? This is step 2, very important. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We've got 7 units. So we are now working with an odd sequence of numbers, which makes working out a median, or the median, much simpler. Okay, now think about median, think about middle. Median, middle. Median is the middle number in a series of data. And where you see the cursor hovering around there, there it is. That is the middle number in this series of numbers. Therefore, this is the median. Okay? Number 5 is the median. Because think about it. You've got 3 numbers to the left, and you've got 3 numbers to the right. So this number 5 is slap bang in the middle. That's in the middle. That is the median. Now, that is the correct answer if you're finding out the median from this series of numbers. However, it is different when you're working with even numbers, as I will explain. Okay, we're going to put these in ascending order. Well, it's going to be descending because I'm going to be starting off here, aren't I? Right. Okay. Now, there we have it. This is our next example. 965443. Right. So step 2 is going to be putting them in ascending order, okay? Because that was descending order there. When you, it's a little bit different from writing it down. It's a little bit more complicated when you're using the big blue calculator. So, if we're putting these in ascending order, this is how it goes. Right. These are the numbers in this series of data. 3, 4, 4, 5, 6, 9. We have got, go away, we have got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We have got an even series of numbers, okay, an even series of numbers there. So this makes working out the median just a little bit different. Right, so you're looking at there, it's even, so which one is the middle? Well, the middle is actually two numbers in this case, okay? The middle there is your 4 and your 5. When you're working out a median from an even amount of numbers, your middle two numbers are the ones that are your median. And the next step is quite simply to add both these numbers together and divide them by 2. So add the middle numbers up, the middle numbers in this case being 4 and 5. Okay, so we can clear that just now. So 4 plus 5, of course, is 9. That's divided by 2 because there's two numbers. And there we have it. The median from that series of numbers is 4.5. Let's do another one example. And the next example, I'm going to put these in ascending order because we've already worked out that to show the median you need to have the numbers in ascending order. Okay, again here we're going to stick with 6 numbers. You have been given these 6 units, 1, 3, 3, 4, 8, 9, and you're being asked to find out what is the median. Now remember, with an even amount of numbers, two numbers become the median, basically the numbers in the middle. The numbers in the middle here are 3 and 4. Okay, so to the left and to the right should be the same amount of numbers. It could be 64 numbers to the left, 64 numbers to the right. As long as the numbers to the right are the same as the numbers to the left, then you have picked out the correct two numbers. They've got to be smack bang in the middle. And then it's a simple case of adding both these numbers up. I'll just write them down here. Okay, 1, 3, 3, 4, 8 and 9. So the middle numbers there, they're going to provide the median. And remember what you do? You add the middle numbers together. So we're adding 3 plus 4. And we're dividing it, of course that's 7. We're dividing it by 2. It's two numbers, we just want one number as the median. And there we have it. The median there is 3.5. So as I say, with one, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So can you tell me what is the median here? You've got 7 units, 7 numbers, 1, 1, 1, 2, 6, 9, 9. What number is the median in this odd amount of units? Well, the median here is 2, okay? Because you've got 3 numbers to the left and the exact same amount of numbers to the right. And that is how you work out the median. That's been done in quite simple terms, just using units. Of course, as I said before, it could be much larger numbers than that. But that shows you the principle of working out the median. Working out the mode is actually quite simple. I can quickly explain this to you. Right, you've been given this as a series of numbers: 3, 3, 2, 1, 5, 2, 3. The mode is quite simply asking you what is the most popular number. What number appears the most? And you can see it there, can't you? It is the number 3. So the mode from this series of numbers, of this series of data, the mode is 3. You're asking me, what is the mode here? Well, 6 appears twice, 3 appears twice, but 9 appears 3 times. So the mode here is 9. The mode is the number that appears most frequently. If you're being given a series of numbers, and there's, for example, a lot of numbers that appear 3 times, but no single number appears more than any other number, then there is no mode to show. But if a number appears more often than any other number, then you have a mode. And in this case, the mode was 9, because it appeared 3 times, and the other numbers, 6 and 3, only appeared twice. And that is how you work out what the mode is. The mode is the number that appears most frequently in a series of numbers. Working out the range. Right, I never mentioned I was going to be telling you about the range when I first introduced this video, but yes, that is just very, very simple indeed. The range is quite simply, let's say for example, it's better actually writing this down, but we'll do it this way. Now again, I put all the numbers in order there, in ascending order. 1, 2, 5, 8, 9, 9. You've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 numbers. You want to know what the range is. It's quite simple. The range is, if you want to know what the range is from that series of numbers, you're taking the largest number, okay? Then we're going to the smallest number, or the lowest number. In this case it's 1. You're taking 9. You take 9, and then you're taking that 1 away. And of course that is going to give you an answer of 8. And that is showing you the range. The range between the highest number and the lowest number. And there comes that annoying ribbon again. Go away, ribbon. Thank you. Let's show you another example of the range. This time just using 2 numbers. Now I've not written 1296 in there, okay? This time I want you to look at this here as 12, alright? Fortunately I can't put a space here, but that's 12 and that is 96, okay? Now that is the number 12, that's number 96. I want to know what is the range between these two numbers. What is the range? It's a simple case of subtraction. You're subtracting the lowest number from the highest number. It's 96 minus 12 gives you the range of 84. And let's do another example. What is the range? Now can you tell me what the range is here? The range here is going to be 5, isn't it? Because the highest number is 9, the lowest number is 4, so we're taking 4 away from 9, and that will give us 5, and that will give us the range. Next on the agenda is working out the mean. The mean is also known as the average, and for this example I'm going to give you a scenario. Okay, let's pretend that I'm working in a shop, okay, in the holiday resort of Blackpool here in England, and our shop is open 7 days a week. Now, on Monday we make 50 sales. On Tuesday we make 100 sales. On Wednesday we make 150 sales. Thursday we make 200 sales. On Friday we make 250 sales. On Saturday we make 300 sales. If you think that's good, on Sunday we make 350 sales. Now that there gives us a total of 1,400 sales made for that week. For these 7 days that my shop in Blackpool was open, I made 1,400 sales. Now, nice and easy because it was days of the week, wasn't it? So there are 7 days of the week. Okay, so that is our total, 1,400 sales. Now we're trying to find out the mean. Okay, the mean, the average. So in this case, what is our average daily amount of sales made? We have put in 7 totals, so we're dividing. Okay, dividing by 7, and that gives us our answer. Our average daily sales are 200. Okay. Now again, to show it in the simplest possible form, 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 5 plus 6 plus 7. Will equal 28. Now, we have put in 7 different totals there, so we're to find out the average of the amount of totals we have put in. We're dividing by 7, and the average there is 4. So that is basically what the mean, or what the average means. It means your total divided by the amount of separate totals you have put in. Okay, the total amount divided by the exact amount of totals you have put in. If you've put in 5 totals, it'll be that. If you put in 7 totals, it'll be that. If you put in 27 totals, it'll be that. You're adding up all the totals, and then you're dividing the amount of totals you have put in. Okay, and that there is how to work out the mean or the average. I'll give you one more example. On Monday, I made $10. Tuesday, I made $20. On Wednesday, I made $30. I have made a total of $60. What is the mean amount of dollars I have made per day? Right. We know that we put in 3 totals, so we're dividing by 3, aren't we? And the answer there would be, my mean there for the 3 days, my mean amount would be $20. Now to get back to my shop one again there. Now you'll remember that on the first day I made 50 sales. But my boss wants to know, what is that as a percentage against the total amount of sales made? Because he's thinking about closing the shop on a Monday. Well, we take the figure, 50, we divide it by the total, which was 1,400, then we multiply it by 100. And I can tell my boss that on Monday I made 3.57% of the total amount of sales. So as you can see, Monday wasn't a good day. But if you're wanting to find out all about percentages, I have my own video for you, which totally explains percentages for you. And that is the end of this lesson. Thank you very much indeed for listening. Bye bye. Today we're going to be discussing percentages. Now, if you have the figure 100, you're halfway there to understanding percentages, because 100 is what percentages is all about. It's all about the figure 100. So even if your calculator doesn't have a percentage symbol on it, you can still work out percentages. For example, 100 is the figure you're looking for. 25 times 100 divided by 100 gives you 25. That's all that.